Hi, it's Filo. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today I'll tell you about the books I read in February while I illustrate them in my way too chunky reading journal. And I'll be using the beautiful new washi tapes that were kindly sent to me by the Washi Tape Shop. I'm an affiliate, so you can use my discount code Bujo by Filo 10 to get a discount and support this channel. This one is part of the Tea Temptation set that I'll be using to illustrate the first book I read, and that was The Reading List by Sarah Nisha Adams. I think Goodreads recommended it to me because I love Rohinton Mysteries books so much, and this is the same genre. It's literary fiction and realism. So we have a closed circle in a humble area of London where we follow a handful of characters through their everyday drama. They're each hit by their own difficult circumstances, and we witness how they navigate their day-to-day. Some are living a tragedy, others are overcoming one, all are vulnerable and isolated. We see how something as simple, inoffensive, and apparently meaningless as a list of books has an impact on their lives. So it's about the power of books and how it can influence our lives, but also about relationships of all kinds, love, family, friendships, and found family. We hear everyone's point of view, but like in a painting, some are at the center and others just in the background. It feels like you're seeing passers-by and you're having an insight on their lives, their stories, their struggles, and their joys. Here I'm writing the reading list that's given at the beginning of the book and that kind of structures the chapters. So the characters follow this list they find in all kind of random situations and they start reading those books. As you can see, they are mostly classics and widely known books. I was afraid there would be spoilers, but I don't think there is. I haven't read this. I've only read Rebecca, of course, by my girl, Daphne du Maurier, and I've seen the movie adaptations to Kill a Mockingbird, Life of Pi, or Life of P, I don't know, Pride and Prejudice, and Little Women. A Suitable Boy is on my TBR, but it's a very chunky one, and I'm already starting a very chunky one, so that's not going to happen in a near future. So there are hints to the very known contexts of these books and to some characters, but I don't consider them spoilers and you don't need to have read them before. Although you should definitely read Rebecca before, because Daphne du Maurier wrote it, so it's awesome. Here I'm using the new cat mood set. It has 4 washi tapes, but here I'm only showing 2. So if you want to see everything I unboxed from the Washi Tape Shop, you can watch my short, I will link it up here. So they just released 2 sets full of cats, and this one has a bunch of flowers too, and the other set has stack of books. And of course I link all the sets down below in the description in case you want to check it out. But back to the book, Adams depicts her characters with so much sensitivity and empathy. She finds exactly the right words that strike a chord deep in your soul. It's impossible not to be very attached to the characters and deeply moved by their stories. And also, the cast of characters is so wide, with men and women of all ages and situations, that I feel like you learn about the human soul and you get to understand people because you see them from the inside, so you have more compassion and mercy and love for them. But beware, it's very sad, like it made me tear up all along, out of joy and out of sadness. At times, It looks like a study of 10 different reasons to be depressed, so it's not for everybody, I guess. But it makes you feel so much because it's realism, very well written, and definitely not overcoated. There's also nothing gore or physically detailed in it, so I think it's worth it. And overall, there's a deep message of hope, like in Rohinton Mysteries books, but the path is hard, life is hard. It's a message you feel like you're earning while you read it. So I read it in a weekend, loved it, even though it broke my heart in tiny little pieces. After the book, Sarah Nisha Adams leaves you her own reading list, her own recommendations, and I was really not surprised to find Rohinton Mystery in there, and really appreciate it. In this book, there are many mentions of food and the main character drinking tea, so the tea washi tape was perfect to illustrate that, with pastries and tea, books and flowers. It also reminds me of my coquette pastries theme I did in my bullet journal for March, wink wink. So I also added mirror frames by Mushy Works, and even though there are no cats in the book, I thought they would add to the comfy, cozy atmosphere. Here I just wanted to show you what I do when I have washi tapes with Kisket stickers. So if I haven't used all the stickers in a loop, I just group the remaining ones with the next loop, so then I can cut this bit of empty washi tape, and it's easier to keep and easier to choose from the next time I use it. Totally different genre, the second book I read was Swordheart by T. Kingfisher. I read Nettle and Bone and Thornhedge last year, and I loved them, so I wanted to read everything she's ever written. It's cozy fantasy romance, and it's part of the world of the White Rat, along with other works you've probably heard of, Clockwork Boys and the Paladin series, which is called The Saint of Steel. Here I'm using the Floral Chronicle washi tape, which is not pre-cut like the other washi tapes. It's made this way so you can cut wherever you want to create compositions and friezes. And the blue paper with candlesticks and chandeliers is from Journalsay. Everything is linked below. Okay, so the book starts like this. Hala of Rutgers Howe had just inherited a great deal of money and was therefore spending her evening trying to figure out how to kill herself. So as always, T. Kingfisher knows how to pique your interest from the first sentence, and you can already see the tone and the humor that's going to follow. Here again, we follow an improbable cast of characters. We have Hala, a widow in her mid-30s, who suddenly inherits one of her in-laws' fortune. She's then pursued by her in-laws who want to marry her to a cousin with clammy hands. She opens a sword only to find out there's a warrior trapped in it, Sarkis, who is now bound to defend her life. Along their adventures, they meet their fan family, so there's a priest from the White Rat Order, a gnoll, an ox, and a bird, probably possessed. So it's very funny, but some deeper, more serious themes are also discussed. All in all, it's very similar to Nettle and Bone, but I would say you can feel that it was written before Nettle and Bone. Here, the main characters are a lot more exaggerated. You have a very grumpy and very sunshine dynamic. At times, it's too much. I still appreciate a heroine in her mid-30s because I am in my mid-30s, and I personally like how she deals with difficult situations with a lot of humor and a dose of couldn't give a damn attitude. I have to say I laughed so much during the first half of the book, like laughing out loud, kicking my feet and everything. But then the voice changes to spice. Let's say it's not closed doors. I didn't expect that, and I personally really don't like it, and it's not subtle. So that strange mix was a total mood killer to me. Something else that I found disappointing, after the middle of the book, the plot doesn't go where you would expect it to go. It just kind of circles back. I don't know why. Maybe there's a reason in the Paladin series that comes after this book. Let me know if you know it, because I can talk spoilers in the comments if you want. But yeah, I started thinking it would be a 5 stars, but between the plot and the spice, I'm giving it 3 stars. That doesn't happen often, because it's not that I think it's average, I think it starts off great, and then it's disappointing. But apparently it's just me, I haven't found any review mentioning that, so I don't know. Anyway, I still had a really good time the first half of the book, and I still enjoyed a big part of it, but Nettle and Bone is so much better in all aspects. You can really feel that it's more mature, and Kingfisher is more mature as an author. So Nettle and Bone is not that loud, not as funny or as Grumpy Sunshine. It's more subtle, but still funny. And that's how chunky my reading journal is currently. Anyway, that's it for today. Let me know what you're reading and share your recommendations or leave me this emoji. Thank you again to the Washi Tape Shop for sending me these beautiful new washi tapes and many more washi tapes you can check out in my shorts. If you enjoyed my reviews or my spreads, leave me a like and consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. And until then, enjoy reading.